Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. I'm here to shoot some photos. Last minute I got a call to come to this radio show. Radio shows are interesting because Avirl Lavigne's here. I love Avirl. LMFAO is here. I have my glasses in the back. And we've got Kelly Clarkson, and I don't know, David Gouda or whatever his name is playing. So we've got a lot of things going on coming up on the stage. I have the contour cam here. I'm going to attach it to the D3S to take photos or to do video while I am taking photos, and then we'll cut those in. So you're going to get a feel for what I am looking at and what I am actually capturing images of. So it should be fun. It should be interesting. It's always good to get out here and come to these big, huge radio shows because there are a ton of people playing, and it should be fun in the pit. So we'll see what's going on. So we'll be back in a little bit to show you more on that. So what am I doing here? We know that this is a big venue. There's a ton of lights. There's huge rigs up top. There's smoke, there's lasers, there's smoke, lasers, and sound, and just about everything else. So what am I looking for in the pit? Well, I know that it's going to be pretty bright, so I'm going to start my ISO personally around 2500 or so, because what I'm looking for is a shutter speed of about 400th of a second at about 3.2 to 3.5. For those of you with the lower end cameras like a D3100, D5000, Rebel T3i, things like that, if you've got the 51.8s and lenses like those, or different cameras like that, then you're gonna, think about being in the 1600 ISO, and those cameras you can push to 32 without a problem. So what you're going to look for is not to be in aperture priority unless you're in spot metering mode, because spot metering mode is going to help you out more so because the lights in the background are totally going to throw off your meter if you don't do that. So you definitely want to be in, well, I shoot in manual, and the reason I shoot in manual is so that I can make changes myself and not be thrown off and not have my meter thrown off by the background light. So what focusing modes will I be in? Well, I'll be in continuous focus for the bands that are moving around quite a bit, because if they're moving so much, if I lock in single, then they're going to be out of focus if they move forward or they move back. So I will be in continuous for most of the time. When you switch into single, you're going to want to switch into single if you're shooting subject that is just standing there playing guitar, not moving much. You lock in on him. I get my focus beep on. I can even hear it and feel it even with 20,000 people in the arena. So, those are some tips to think about when you're getting into the pit. Also, stay out of the way of all the other guys, talk with the other photographers, get to know them because they're your friends, and always talk to the security guards to make sure that they know you're there to do your job. So, if I come up with any more things that I need to think about, oh yeah, don't motor drive too much, shoot raw. Remember, at these long shows, it's a long show. There's like 5 or 6 acts going on, and it goes until 11, well, the last act's on at 11, and the first act's on at 5. So, be sparing when you shoot, and just know that. Don't overdo it, because again, there's a lot of editing to be done after the fact. So we're gonna go have fun. You're gonna follow me through the day, hopefully with the contour cam on top of my camera. You'll be able to see what I am looking at and what I'm taking pictures of. So we're gonna move on from there, and we'll be back. So now it's time to look at the photos that I captured from the Jingle Ball. It didn't go exactly how I expected. I didn't have all access, I did not expect to have all access or whatnot, but it was a little more restrictive than I had hoped. With the song limit, the bands are only playing 5 songs or 6 songs, and I was only allowed a couple songs for some of the acts. Like Avirl only said 2 songs. It wasn't even 3, it was 2, and that was a definitive 2 from their tour manager. So what we're gonna do here is go through the story of the day, where you can see that I'm sort of behind the scenes for some of the stuff, and then in front of the stage for the other. But I was a very selective shooter because there was only so much live stuff that I actually wanted to shoot. And, while we're doing this, and I go through some of the photos, you're going to see some of the contour camera, basically the first-person shooter project camera. You're going to see some of that video running as I go through some of the photos from the artists. So what you're looking at here is Kevlar. My good buddy Kevlar he does the lighting, he does all the stuff that was going up on the screen, all the videos and everything. He was in charge of that. So he made sure that happened. He brought the lasers, the smoke. That's what Kevlar does, and Kevlar's a really awesome guy, so I want to make sure I get pictures of him. And so here we go. We've got Kevlar doing his thing. He's in work mode before the show, off to the side of the stage, basically prepping everything, testing it, making sure it's ready to go so that there aren't glitches during the show. Not again. So we've got Kevlar here. we've got Kevlar here again, prepping his MacBook Pro. I just love these shots. 14 millimeter, you know, the 14 to 24 2.8, this time at 17 millimeters, 5,000 ISO, hand holding at 1/30th of a second, which is very slow, but you can still see that we have a really nice, sharp image here on Kevlar. I love this stuff behind the scenes. This is what it's all about. This is a shot of one of the production managers. I believe this guy is who runs the whole show. So Kevlar let me know that this guy will be here. He's the guy that's running the show. He's the guy that makes decisions in the future for a lot of things. So I made sure to get a really cool photo of him working on stage. Here he is on stage doing his thing, making sure everybody's where they need to be. And this is just a great photo. I mean, who doesn't want a photo being on a stage in front of a 22,000 seat arena? Not that everybody's in there at this time, but it's a cool shot. Works much better in black and white than it did in color. Again, 1/30th of a second, 14 to 24 at 14 millimeters. So we have this band. I couldn't even venture to tell you who the hell they were right now. One of those pop punk bands that are out there that they all sound the same. So yeah, compositionally, this is a little off. I should have filled the frame more. But let me tell you, now that we were shooting in the pit, there were a lot of people in the pit, and you had to jostle for positioning, and as you're going to see in further photos, that there were a lot of distractions on the front of the stage. And when there's a lot of distractions on the front of the stage, it makes it harder to find clean shots. When I say clean shots, when you're shooting vertically with a wide-angle lens, it makes it harder to get a clean shot because you've got all these cables and cords and everything in there. So here we go. I mean, I like this shot. The color's fine. I'm down to, well, I'm at 5,000 ISO at 1/320th of a second, 3.2, and I think you're going to see this change as we go forward throughout the shoot. Now I'm up to a 400th of a second. That allows me to freeze a lot of stuff. 3.2 allows me to keep more in focus from front to back. I do like shooting at 3.2 or 3.5 now when I'm shooting shows. And of course, shooting with the D3S and soon to be the D4, it's going to allow me to shoot at higher ISOs, but give me a little bit more latitude with my depth of field so that your focus is more tack sharp. Because when you shoot at 2.8 or 1.8 or 1.4, you've got to be more solid with your focus. And I like to be very solid with my focus, but motion plays a part in that. If you lock your focus in or it's continuous and it slightly misses and it's off, then it's going to be off. Yeah, okay, less zoom. So what I did here is I like to use the guitar out of focus to draw me into this guy's eyes. You know, I love they've got messy hair. They try really hard to have that messy hair. But look how tack sharp this is at 1/400th of a second, 3.2, 5,000 ISO. That is beautifully sharp through and through. It's a nice image. Yawn. So yeah, I like the color. I like what's going on here. And now we move towards the band Gym Class Heroes. This is Travis McCoy right here. He used to date Katy Perry. Lucky guy. So here you can see the distractions I was talking about on the stage. The monitors were there. All these cables with the moth box were there. And it was just a lot of distractions. So I switched over to the 14 to 24 to try to do some verticals of him. Interesting shots. You know, live shots aren't always that spectacular. Sometimes they can be. Sometimes, a lot of times, they're not. But I think this is okay. It's just okay. This is a little better. It's still not a very tight shot, obviously, because I'm shooting with the 14 millimeter. I'm at 16. But as we move forward, I'm trying some different things. I still think this could be a little tighter, but I guess I was just going for a certain thing with the shot, and that's why it wasn't so tight compositionally. This is a lady, a girl, a woman named Neon Hitch. She sings a pretty cool song that she sings the background to the song. It's like, I don't know, oh, 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 oh. And then a bunch of doom, 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 doom. I like the song. Look it up. It's Neon Hitch and Travis McCoy from, well, it's Gym Class Heroes with Neon Hitch singing Get Your Ass Back Home or Get Home or something like that. She had a ton of makeup on, but she's a cool looking chick, woman, female. These pants are a little tight. I was talking to her after the show backstage, just showing her some of the pictures. She's British, but you can see how tack sharp this is and how cool it is. Just interesting shots here. I like this one. It gives you a, she's got this headdress on. And then you got a nice black and white. I like the classic look of the black and white. This kind of reminds me of like the Ike and Tina Turner type photos, with the Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough to keep me away from you, baby, yeah! And then he punched her in the face. I mean, that's what he did, but it's Ike Turner for you. So I like this, you know, coming in a little tighter, using the 70 to 200. I didn't get neon hitch in this one. I could have moved and compositionally moved over slightly. But then you go for shots like this. I mean, he's got what, gold teeth? Is that what he's got? Or maybe he has no teeth. I don't know. Composition-wise, look, I didn't cut off his arm. I had more room to leave it to the, if I switched to the side a little bit more, it would have been better off. Then we got that little guy, Keenan, or whatever his name is, who makes all those videos on YouTube. He's got a lot of followers. Then we got JoJo. You know, I saw JoJo and I was like, oh my God, I loved Aquamarine. Aquamarine was a good movie. But anyway, this is JoJo. She's looking a little older these days. She's like 22. She's got really small hands. So here we go. We got JoJo with small hands. I don't know what else to say about that. They're just shots of a girl on stage. Then we move to Demi Lovato. I've never seen Demi Lovato. She sings that Skyscraper song. Skyscraper! It's like a skyscraper! You know, that's what she sings. Skyscraper! Sorry about that. Demi Lovato, interesting girl to try to shoot. I think I got some really nice photos of her. I shot in the pit with a lot of photographers, and then when they left, I stayed in the pit all by myself because I basically told everybody that I was okay, I was approved to stay there, which I technically was. So I stayed in the pit and I photographed, and I like these shots. You know, I like the background here. We got the same thing, 400th of a second at 3.2. I dropped down to 2500 ISO because it was much brighter with these major spotlights on her. So as the show changed, they put on these huge spotlights, which means that I had to, you know, compensate for that, dropping my ISO while still keeping my shutter speed at 400th of a second or faster because I like shooting faster. I like the halo here. I like what's going on with this shot. She is really sharp. The eyes are really fantastically sharp. Very nice. Here she is. She's singing, looking like she looks, and we'll move on. I'll go through it pretty quick. This is always nice to get a nice tight smiling shot. It's always good. This is a nice shot as well. So I'm going through a lot. We have wide angles to tight. The wide angles are coming up right here. Being that I was in the pit myself, I could get right up there in between the monitors. The monitors were on both sides of this, both literally this wide. I had this much space to put my camera up in there and shoot. So generally, I kept this photo in here to show you it's not a great photo because basically, it's a microphone coming out of her face. But I wanted to stay here and keep it centered so that when she moved to the side, I got a better picture. So same thing here, better picture. Moving here, she got rid of it. She got angry. She kicked down that stand like it was nobody's business. And then we moved on and did stuff like this. Vertical with the 14 to 24. But here, the distractions I was talking about. The moth box right here is in the way. But it is what it is. A nice vertical shot. A nice horizontal shot of her singing. And then she got closer, but again, the moth box is in the way. I like this shot. This is one, and the next one I like a lot. I love when the lights are really bright in the background, but you can keep the subject in there. It looks really cool. It makes it seem epic, immense, large, like a cool shot. But I like this. I got rid of the junk on the bottom of the stage in order to come in tighter and make the, you know, part of the photo, the fact that these lights are so bright and blowing out. Now, this is a testament to the Nikon, the nano coating, that I really didn't get flare. I just got the bursts. That's how good the coating is on those lenses. More shots. I think I shot more photos of her than anybody else. So here we go. We got LMFAO, or this night it was just LM. FAO was at home, so it was just one of the guys. This was Red Foo, and Sky Blue, whatever his name is, was back home with a hurt back. So he's not easy to shoot. These guys are jumping around a lot. As you can see, I bumped my shutter speed up to 1/500th of a second because I knew they danced a lot. So knowing that the band is going to dance, I wanted to freeze the action as much as possible. Hopping side to side, froze the action. He runs around quite a bit. Same thing. Side to side, getting those shots. Another shot of him dancing, keeping that going. Black and white, I like that. Here we go. He said he works out. I work out. I like this. He dropped into that pose. I got the shot. This is a cool shot for this. I mean, this defines who they are. This would be a good magazine type photo. I love the fact
that his hand is blocking part of this light and the other part is shining off. But here it is. He's got, you know, the workout sign. He's got his leopard pants, and he's got that. So we go to the next one. He's got even less leopard pants this time. But this is what it's all about, you know. Wide shots right from the pit. I'm in there myself, and then everybody with less pants on doing the dancing. I mean, this is LMFAO for you. This is what they do. So as we play out some of the last videos, this is, you know, it's a spectacle. That's what they do very well. They put on a very good show, and that's what they do. It's good dance music. I like dancing to it. Here we go with Kelly Clarkson. Not the easiest girl to shoot. I shot Kelly Clarkson. Actually, I sat and played blackjack with Kelly Clarkson a long time ago at the Borgata in Atlantic City. I was with her boyfriend at the time, photographing him, and we all went into the casino and basically just went in and played blackjack, which was cool. So there's really only 2 shots of Kelly Clarkson here. She's a great singer. She really can belt it out, and that new song is actually pretty good. Then Flo Rida decided to get up on people's shoulders and get into the crowd. And again, I had to react quick and change my shutter speed to slow it down because there was less light. But you can see, I love this shot in black and white. I love that you see the whole stadium packed. Everybody's trying to get a photo of him with their cell phones, with their cameras. You can see the beam of light shining down on him. I like the black and white. Same thing right here. I don't know if this is spit or just dust, but he was sweating and he was only just doing one song. So it's pretty cool. I like these shots. I like this shot as well. Still loading, but it's nice and sharp. There we go again. And I got another one coming in black and white. Sorry, another one in color. I just like this. I mean, but look at all this spray. Gosh, he sweats a lot. And what's he have, his name on his back? Yeah, he's got his name on his back. That's exciting. But I like this. I like this, the interaction with the crowd. That's amazing that he did that. So now he's just coming back from the crowd. It's kind of like a boxer up there, but I really liked it. Very nice job he did. And this is all time. Well, I don't know what these guys are called. These are just it's a boy band that's put together. Oh, Big Time Rush. I actually know the drummer. I toured with him with Perry Farrell. I didn't realize that at the time. But they're Big Time Rush, and they're a put together Nickelodeon band that plays in front of 100,000 people. It's a boy band. They do a nice job. And that's it. So here we go. We got me with Red Foo from LMFAO. I had to get my picture taken. Thank you to Steven for taking this for me. And I just wanted, you guys saw this a long while ago. Then my girlfriend, Avirl Lavigne, came out on stage and it was like, oh, Avirl Lavigne, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't know. You, what the hell? I like this. I love her songs. I even love her new ballads. I like it a lot. I've always liked Avirl. I like these shots, and here she is with these liquid leather pants. I had to ask somebody what these were because they're liquid leather. I've never heard of them. She moved around a lot, didn't make it easy to photograph her. The lights were all turned off except for the spotlight, which doesn't make for the best shots in the world, but she always had these great eyes with great lashes and just awesome eyeliner. So these, you know, this is the type of shot I was going for. And then as you saw, we did this for one of the raw files of the week, and you watched as I took this photo to see how it was, so you're probably seeing that video now. It's a cool photo. It happened really quick, and I captured it. It looks good. And then we come up on the last couple images. This was behind stage. It was on the side of the stage, and I thought it really highlighted her very well. And I think this is a very contemplative type photo. It's like her head's down, she's thinking, and it's kind of like that torn, you know, that troubled kind of feeling that comes from it. But I liked it from the side of the stage. It worked pretty well. And then we had the last one right there with her. You know, you have to try different things. You try to push the envelope a little, but I didn't want to go up on stage and break the rules. I asked if I could. They said it would probably be better that you didn't, so I didn't. And I listened to the certain guy that said not to, because I want to work with them in the future. So those are the photos from the Jingle Ball. I know it took a while to get through the video, but I like when I go through each photo, give you as much detail as possible, especially showing you the video as it happened to give you more of a feel of what was going on during the show. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the little tips at the beginning, and I look forward to making more of these as we go forward. So have a good one. Good luck out there. Always shoot raw. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.